Oh, thanks for dropping into my channel. Today, we will be reading a newspaper from the Roaring '20s. Buster Keaton's here to help us. Oh, I see he found a newspaper. Well, thanks Buster for getting us started. If you stay tuned to the end of this video, you'll see more about the amazing comedian Buster Keaton. But first, we're going to start with our paper, which was made in 1929. It's the Martinsburg Journal, dated February 23rd, 1929. Let's start with this article about the Canadian-USA border. Apparently, you used to be able to just cross over the border anytime you wanted, but not anymore. An unfriendly gesture. Canadians may very well take offense at the box bill passed last week by the House, which requires Native Canadians not included in the irregular immigration quotas to submit to examination and obtain visas before being admitted to this country. This law, which would virtually bar Canadians from the United States, was proposed for the frank purpose of holding American employment for Americans. It is not going too far to picture this step as leading to destruction of all that has been built up throughout the years in cementing the friendship between these two great North American countries. If we bar Canadians, Canada will quite probably retaliate by barring Americans. And what was once a model of national neighborliness will eventually degenerate into nasty bickering, if not, indeed, actual conflict. Of such stuff is war made.
A Northwest Mountie, and he's been trailing this desperate character for 3 years.
And I'm tired. Well, it's him or me.
Uh-oh. He's got an aching head, an upset stomach,
And an empty gun.
What you need is some Alka-Seltzer. You know what they always say.
Yeah, a Mountie always gets his man.
Oh, no, I mean about Alka-Seltzer. Relief is just a swallow away.
Well,
Down, 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 the stomach through. Round, 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 the system too. With Alka-Seltzer, they always say, relief is just a swallow away.
bless that relief-giving Alka-Seltzer.
Most newspapers today, as well and in the '20s, had a church page. This one says, "Go to church tomorrow. Your church. Any church, but go." And then it has church news. But of course, in the '20s, they also separated for colored churches. Let's see what's playing at the movies. At the Central Theater today, Romance Rides for the star Bright Eyes, Tyler, Frankie Darrow, Gun Law, and How Those Heroes Ride. Taryn Tom and Dashing Darrow doing their stuff at their topmost speed, drumming hoofs, golden smiles, youthful love, riding into fighting, tearing, romantic action. The West at its most romantic best. At the Apollo Theater, Tom Mix and his horse Tony in Son of the Golden West. It is an epic romance of the Pioneer Express, 1860 America, on the move, bark and bite of the plainsman's rifle, the girl in the stagecoach, thrills, throbs, spectacular mix stunts. Let's check out the car ads in the paper. The only low-priced car with all those costly car features. The Whippet number 4 coach for $535. Silent timing chain. Big 4-wheel brakes. Mono-controlled windshield. The windshield can be quickly and easily wound open or shut with one hand, even while the car is running. Fingertip control. A single button in the center of the steering wheel starts the motor, operates the lights, and sounds the horn. Aside from this great convenience, this fundamental improvement is also an important safety factor, as you can keep your foot always on the brake when starting or restarting on a hill. The new superior Whippet. Some things never change. It almost sounds like today trying to sell a car. Its pulse-stirring performance matches its new and original style. The new All-American 6, the Landaulet sedan, for $1375. There is no argument anywhere. Everybody agrees. Much can be said for the appearance of the new All-American. For its colors and distinguished style, all unite in praising its beauty. There are many who have driven this great new car. They enthuse over its pulse-stirring performance. State officers Ansel and Brown are said to have had quite a chase in Hardy Tuesday night. Somehow, they got wise to the fact that a man named Mowry from Pendleton was on the road with a carload of liquor. They began to chase him at Dogan and ran him to Moorfield around the town and back this way. The occupants of the car began to throw liquor out, and when they got near Seymour Fisher's, they left the car and ran. The officers confiscated the car, a Whippet, and found half a gallon of the liquor remaining. It was taken to Moorfield, and Wednesday morning, Mowry came into that place claiming his car had been stolen, and he was arrested and held. Does the thought of listening to vinyl records on your stereo bring back memories? Let me know in the comments below. Here's an advertisement for records in today's paper. Dance records. I love you, I love you, I love you, sweetheart of my dreams. Mama's gone. Goodbye. My favorite, you're the cream in my coffee. Let's read a newspaper comic. This one's Bring It Up Father. But Daddy, listen!
No back talk. Put them hats right back in them boxes. Do as I tell you. Did you call, sir? Did it sound like I was whispering? Get your hat and take these boxes back to where they came from. Now, young lady, when you want to buy some hats, ask me first. You must think I'm the mint.
But Father, I was only trying them on. They belong to Mother.
Hey, Jarvis, come back with them boxes.
Now for a little bit of Buster Keaton.
You're the cream in my coffee, you're the salt in my stew. You will always be my necessity, I'd be lost without you. You're the starch in my collar, you're the lace in my shoe. You will always be my necessity. I'd be lost without you. Most men tell love tales, and each phrase dovetails. You've heard each known way. This way is my own way. You're the sail of my love boat. You're the captain and crew. You will always be my necessity. I'd be lost without you. Most men tell love tales, and each phrase dovetails. You've heard each known way. This way is my own way. You're the sail of my love boat. You're the captain and crew. You will always be my necessity. Cream in my coffee, salt in my stew. I'd be oh so lost without you.
It sometimes seemed as though making movies was just a big excuse for him to play with trains. He liked to build detailed reconstructions. He ran after trains, caught them in mid-air, climbed over them, walked on them, straddled them, sat down on them, wherever he could, wherever he pleased. He took them to escape or to travel far from home, unless he got himself thrown off first. In 1926, he dedicated an entire film, The General, to his great love. In this movie, Buster is a train driver trying to recover his beloved locomotive. To save his true love, he must save his train, and vice versa. Using his acute sense of geometry, Keaton constructed his film in two almost perfectly symmetrical parts. Along the way, he pulled off some of his trademark feats. Everything is filmed on a moving train, and always without a stunt double. For the shot in which the enemy engine is destroyed, using a model was out of the question. He had a bridge constructed over a river in Oregon and drove a real train off it. These few seconds of film cost $42,000 and are the most expensive in the history of silent film. The movie itself cost a total of $750,000, a huge budget in those days. The General is a masterpiece, but it ended up overshadowing other equally wonderful Buster Keaton movies. Sherlock Jr., The Navigator, Go West, Battling Butler. These films were hugely popular with cinema audiences. In the mid-1920s, Buster Keaton was, along with Charlie Chaplin and Harold Lloyd, the most famous comedy actor in the world. He was barely 30 years old. His face still had a childlike quality. And his childhood often provided him with the material for his films. Buster used to tell a story of how, as a child, he was awakened by the roar of a whirlwind. At the window, he was sucked outside, thrown into the road and carried away by the wind, his small body flung about like a leaf. He was eventually rescued, but he had had a narrow escape. Many years later, as a filmmaker, he recreated it in an astonishing sequence. To recreate the potency of a cyclone, Buster set up aircraft engines on the set. Then, as the camera filmed him, he danced with the wind.